and welcome to episode 14 of ThisBoy podcast. I'm your host, I'm David. I am coming to you from Dundee in Scotland. It's a very miserable, grey, rainy day outside, so it's just as well I'm staying in and recording. So apologies for the, I don't want to say infrequency, but the random days of recording. I'm just fitting it in for when I'm able at the moment. Most of you know about the health, so I'm not going into it. Hopefully next week I'll be back to my usual Wednesday slot. This week is a mixed bag of things to talk about, so let's get started. Just going to get my notes. Okay, so I have decided to try and organise a knitting retreat. It will probably most likely be Scotland, but it's open to anyone that wants to come along. Excuse the washing machine noise, hopefully it's not too loud. I will look into booking a large-ish cottage, depending on anyone, the numbers for interest. What will be offered? The plans are a couple of knitting classes, so something like finishing objects, brioche knitting, and general kind of technical support, for lack of a better word. I will be offering some dyeing classes, which all of this would be included in one price. Eva Christie has offered to do some of the teaching. I'm willing and happy enough and eager to do the dyeing tutorials, which will include something like maybe 2 or 3 skeins of wool. And I'll help you go through the process of dyeing them for the colours you choose, and I can say, well, what about this? I'll bring swatches and offer all the advice that I know. And generally I would provide evening meals, and we could all just sit around. My plan is like a log burning stove or a coal fire in the evening, lights down to a nice relaxing comfort, and everyone sitting knitting and having like a knit night, but weekend long, and I think that would just be amazing. I would like to try and organise it for after Perth Yarn Festival, which is October. So maybe near the end of October. That way the temperature's dropping a little bit, we'd get the benefit of putting a coal fire on or a log burning stove, and I think it would just be an amazingly good time. Spend time with like-minded people doing knitting, crocheting, whatever you want to bring along. It's not knitting specifically. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to organise that. I will open up a post on Ravelry for people that are interested. I will try and shift it down towards borders-ish areas so that anyone from England, and I will also try and put it in a train route area, and probably offer, if it's not bang, like 2-minute walk from a train station, I'm happy enough, I'll probably be able to pick people up from the train station and take them along. It's all in the works. It's not going ahead for definite, but if there's enough interest in this, then it will go ahead. I'm looking forward to the challenge of this. Also, to help you design your own knitting pattern, and that's another class or talk or craft session. Moving on to Pod Love. I thought I had the privilege of discovering him first, but Eva's beat me to it because she's always so up on the new podcasts that are coming out. So it's Skeins in the Sky. It's a cool young guy who has, I think he's up to maybe episode 4 or 5. It's terrible, I have watched them all and I can't recall. I watched them last week. Give him a look. Really cool guy, and he's got some really interesting knitting going on. I especially love the fact it's something I would never have thought to do, and I know heels and toes are almost the same thing depending which one you use. For me, German short rows is the same technique, but he did a fish lips kiss heel toe, which I thought was really interesting. I wouldn't have thought to do that. So big shout out to him. And I've recently discovered the Fruity Knitting podcast. It's a Australian couple, husband and wife, husband and wife. He's learning to knit, and yeah, it's really good fun. They're a really nice couple. They're very easy to watch, and yeah, I'm enjoying watching them. And of course the usual to Eva, Inga, I'm probably missing out, Susan, to, you know who you are, you know who you all are. Talking of Inga, we have decided to do a die-off, so I'm looking forward to this. So on her podcast, she's asked her viewers to go to a Ravelry group, which I'll set up another thread, or here, pick a picture that you would like to see imagined into a colourway. So what we'll do, at least for one part, will be I'll pick, or we can collectively, between Inga and I, select a picture, and we'll both give our interpretation of this one picture, and knit something up with it. You could even suggest what should be knitted up. So if you send a picture and then put down what you would like to see knitted up, and Inga and I will select from there. So yeah, if you go to the Ravelry group, ThisBoy, which I should have said, you can find me on Ravelry as ThisBoy Knits. You can find me on Etsy as ThisBoy, and you can find me on Instagram as David Rakes or ThisBoy, and you'll find the links in the description box below. I haven't been as active with my knitting group, and I'm missing them terribly, but Thursday nights aren't always doable just with work. So yeah, I'm thinking of touring. So I know there's a number of knitting groups around about, so if there's anyone that would be interested, I could do a little expose on the yarn shop where it's held, if it's that kind of knitting group, or if I don't know, some groups go out to a bar, some groups go to coffee shops. Dundee used to have a knitting group in Borders before I started knitting. I would have loved that because it's a Starbucks, and yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking of touring. So Charlotte, Kirsty, Eva, keep your ears peeled. Now there is another podcast that I want to give love to, and I'm just going to have to look her up. She's another Scottish podcaster, and I found her by complete chance. And you know I'm not going to be able to find it now because I'm looking for it. I messaged her saying like, oh, it was really nice to see another Scottish podcaster out there. She was surprised to hear from a Scottish podcaster. And when I told her there was actually, she makes 6. So that's myself, Eva, Helen, Charlotte, Kirsty. I don't mean to pause on Kirsty, I was distracted there. Oh, this is going to infuriate me. So she messaged me back and said, oh, really nice to meet you, and I used to live in Dundee. Sorry, I'm looking down so much. I'm wrong one. Oh, it's going to be frustrating, but I really want to give her some pod love. Bear with me, bear with. Here we go. Leila Spencer. Hi, Leila. You can find her as Leila Spencer _knits_socks. I think that's how it would be. Just look Leia. I'll put it down below. Leila Spencer. She's really good, and I kind of got addicted to. Well, I've watched her back episodes, and yeah. So another Scottish podcaster. So big love. So I was visited by a good friend of mine. I work with her, under her, but she's a very good friend of mine, Anne. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, some point, that I went through and we made stitch markers together. So sorry about that. Delivery. I've just taken delivery of a new super hub from Virgin Media, and it now means I have 200 meg broadband. So fingers crossed, that's really good. I had currently running on 120 meg, and it's just been rubbish. I had big arguments with the technical support department the other day because I tried to tell them when I might put my microwave on, the internet started dropping off. Now, it hasn't always done that. It's not a new microwave. There's a fault with the router. And could I get them to comprehend this? No. So when I went to cancel, I spoke to a very nice lady who actually worked out on a new package, and it's cheaper, so I'm saving £30 a month and I have much faster broadband. or will have much faster broadband. So that's exciting. I'm just going to put my phone on silent. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so I was making stitch markers. So they are going to form part of the giveaway from Spangle Dragon, which is Anne's company. She hasn't got it up and running yet, the online site, so I can't give you details. But if anyone's particularly interested, they can get more through me. I can even put some on the Etsy shop, perhaps. So she's very graciously donated some as a giveaway and some for prizes for the sci-fi Cowl, and donated a couple of handmade bracelets. I did initially say I was wanting to only give away knitting related things, but since she's put them in with the stitch markers, I'm happy enough to give them away, and I'll show them in a bit. Because they're in the kitchen and I'm not there yet. I forgot to pick them up. Yeah, so touring knit nights I think might be fun. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. What I want to come on to now is suggestions from you viewers, subscribers. Is there anything else you would like to see? Yarn reviews, product reviews, pattern reviews, more mail knitting, less mail knitting. If there's anything I can do to improve and to provide a service for you guys, then let me know. So the onus is on you guys to leave some feedback, or not feedback, but leave some recommendations for what you'd like to see. I'd be very interested to read your comments and to see what you think. Okay, so we'll go on to works in progress, which is also the Cowl. I've pretty much just been working on this, but I haven't really been working on this too much. My arm's been quite sore, so I haven't got lots done. And because of the pattern, it is kind of mid-row, but it's all short rows, so you don't really get to the end for a while. I was hoping to try and get to the end of this wedge before the podcast, but no such luck. So it's grown a bit more. The lighting's not the best. I'm going to try and move back a little bit. There we go. I'll just hold this curtain up. So it's growing. So it's 1, 2, I'm on wedge 4. It's growing in height. So that's the W from Stephen West. And that is my, not entry, but my participation for the sci-fi Cowl. Some of the pictures that people like are completing multiple objects, which is great. More entries, the better. Eva's doing a really cool little UFO. I don't want to say little. A really cool UFO, and it's in really cool sparkly sci-fi wool, which is really fun. And there's another lady, I want to say Trish. She has done a couple of objects and they were so cool. If you just bear with me, I'm just going into the ThisBoy group and Cowl. Nepatrish. Her Roswell hat, my god, that is so cute. I'm definitely going to look the pattern up for that. Eva's also doing socks, Twilight socks. Helen has made the most gorgeous Guinan hat. Guinan's a character in Star Trek The Next Generation, and also has, like, she wore the most outrageous, huge hats. And she's knit that up so quickly, I'm so impressed. Cappuccino is doing a shawl. The pattern is Waiting for the Rain. She's also missing the Doctor. My friend Ailey, who is Voodoo Rose, is considering making an amigurumi Ewok, or a Jane hat. Jane's from Firefly. Oh yeah, Nepatrice, she also did the unicorn hat, and that is amazing. She's even given the unicorn's fringes, like manes, out of like rainbow hair. I'm sitting looking at them just now, and it is so cool. That may be a close contender for my pick, I have to say. That or the Roswell hat is definitely going to be one. So far is out there So if you want to be picked by me for David's choice, get them in. We've still got ages, we've still got another month and a bit, so there's no rush. There I am, I can see myself again. So yeah, the Cowl's going great, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm loving the participation. The Cowl I'm participating in is Eva Christie hand knits and Charlotte knits Cowl, and that is knitting the length of the Glasgow subway. I'm never going to make it to the end. I'm not as fast a knitter. Eva's like, I think she's at the last station. It's amazing what she's done. But I'll be including these two. Those two balls will be done soon enough. And that I'll maybe get to the first station. I'm not sure where I am. I think I'm in between. I'm almost at the first station, perhaps. Shop update is going to be different, and I know Luzel has been complimenting that would be teal in colourway that you can see there with the alien sunset. I've been so busy making bags that I haven't done much more dyeing. The shop update will be soon, but what I'm wanting to do is start some kits. I'll still be selling them all individually, so they probably could be up any time. But what I'd like to do is, like for these two colours, is to sell them as a shawl kit, or in my head what I'm thinking is my cowl pattern is almost ready for release. As I've had a lot of positive feedback. The pattern is quite simple, so it doesn't require a lot of modification. Other than I'm going to release a technique video for the Vickle braid, and possibly a bit of the stitch repeat. I don't want to do too much on the stitch repeat because that's pretty much the whole pattern. And the mitts are almost ready for general release. And I know for a fact you can get one pair of mitts and one cowl out of the two skeins behind me. So obviously it'll not just be these two colours, but that will be a colour combination. I think they work considerably, really well together. And I'll do other, like, specifically dye some colours that meld really well together. Like the cowl I'm knitting for myself at the moment is the chartreuse and then the dark blue, and again, very complementary colours, and they work really well. So let me know what you think. If you think people would be interested in purchasing these as a kit, then yay, it'll go ahead. If not, the shop will just go on as normal. But as I say, despite the kits, the shop update will be going as ahead as normal. This is Friday just now, and it's 3:05. If things go well, I'll do a shop update tonight just on the new colours that are available, well, the two of them. The colour you see hanging there is in the purple heather, Lassie Will You Go, Will You Go. That's proving really popular. And I just want to say a big hello to last week's winner. She ended up ordering a bag and wool. And I dyed for her a really nice ombre gradient grey. She was speaking to my heart when she said she loves grey. So it goes from dark to light, and I'll put a picture in of it that you see, and there's no reason that can't go on the shop either. I'm probably forgetting lots of stuff. This is, I mentioned last week I was wanting to knit up a sort of a Cozy Memories blanket, but on a larger scale, and just in the two colours of this cream and this grey, because I have a couple of these left over from the Tunisian crochet project. As you can see, it's just cheapy pound stretcher acrylic yarn, but it's very soft. It can go in the washing machine. It will stand up to Max and me lying on the bed and whatnot, and can be bunged in the machine. So I was testing it in a couple of squares, and these for me, they're a bit too small. They're more like the actual size. So I'm thinking, I think this is a 26. Come here. A 26 down off the bed now. The blankets are in the wash. Who's winning half? Yeah, so these are a bit too small, but it's just a standard miter square. I knit to the middle stitch, and 2 stitches before the middle stitch, and knit 2 together. Knit the middle stitch through the back loop, and then slip, slip, knit. And I slip them purlwise, and and then knit to the end of the row, then the next row is knit. So they'll be larger than this, probably about that by about that, just so I'm not seaming up lots and lots of squares. There'll be some that are grey, some that are cream, and then different pattern repeats within, like different stripe thicknesses, or half and half. And I treated myself to these cubics. I don't really use straight needles at all. I'm definitely a circular fan at that, an interchangeable circular fan. But just because of my current hand and arm situation, the cubics, because I have, as I've shown you before, the thin cubics, and I also, all of my DPNs, I have the cubics set, and they do help considerably. Just having a flat surface to kind of grip onto. I'm sitting doing it under the camera. Being able to hold on to it. I mean, it's not like circs or round needles are difficult, but it just provides that extra little bit more grip and security for me, and it's easier to knit with. So yeah, I'm loving these. These are Knit Pro, 6mm. Don't ask me what that is in US size. Look at that, I've got little eyes. I was playing around with the effects on this photo booth, so I'll put in some little jokey sci-fi things, or possibly just one of them. So that's it. So a quick recap. The getaway, if anyone's interested, let me know. You might want to get your name down quite quickly for that. Keep up to date with your posts for the Cowl. I'm just having a look. Yeah, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see in the podcast. Different, if you want technique concentration on that. Yeah, just let me know. I have forgot to go and get the stitch markers, so what I'll do is insert pictures here, and I'll probably put them in at the start of the episode. So the giveaway for this week will be a skein of yarn, custom dyed for whatever you want, or a pre-existing colourway, and a bag of 5 ThisBoy stitch markers. I say ThisBoy, I specifically designed one, well, picked the beads for one set, so I'm calling them ThisBoy. The rest are Spangle Dragon designs, and if you want anything from her, from Anne, Spangle Dragon, then you can contact through me. And yeah, she's given me a few sets, so I'll take pictures of them all here. I shall probably let the winner pick which ones. The rest are going into the ever-growing prize fund for the Sci-Fi Knit-Along Cowl, along with Burning Impressions knitting implements that she's gifted me, and rules and bags, and it's going to be an epic giveaway, I have to say. So you've still got time. If you've not started, get something cast on. It doesn't end to the end of August, so there's still lots of times, and the more entries the better, because it increases your chance of winning. So I've probably forgotten lots of things to talk about. I've tried to be good. Every time I think of something, I think I'll write it down, and then I was looking for the pad I'd been writing in earlier and couldn't find it. I should be back to normal next week. So thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. I shall open the giveaway in Ravelry. It's just easier to keep track of. Enid, if you want entered, just put a comment down below, and this goes for anyone else that maybe doesn't have Ravelry or isn't aware how to use it, or can't find the ThisBoy. I had someone asking me where it is because they couldn't find it. No. If you can't find it and we can't resolve it, put a message down below and I'll personally enter you in, and it will be counted. So again, only enter the giveaway if you're willing to pay the postage. That's my only stipulation. The prizes are really good, and for most postage, the maximum is £5.10. That's British money, Scottish money. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on episode 15. Bye. Live long and prosper.